Welcome. In front of me is the POCO M7 Pro, and today I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the device and its specifications. Okay, so let's get into it. So here we have some information, like the fact that we have a Dimensity 7025 Ultra processor, 5000 plus milliamp hour battery, 120 Hz refresh rate, AMOLED display, and so on. Anyway, so let's whip that out, drop it. Great start. This is booting up. And here we have basically everything. So we have our charging cable, type A to type C, paperwork, and a matte gray case. So with that out of the way, let's go into the specifications of the device. So let's start off with the display. So the display right here is a 6.6-inch display with a 1080 by 2400 pixel resolution, AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision certified, HDR10 Plus certified, and a peak brightness of 2100 nits with 87% screen to body ratio and 395 pixels per inch, covered with corner Gorilla Glass 5, and also covered with a screen protector that comes applied out of the factory. And in simple terms, the display right here is actually pretty damn good for the price of this device. Actually, it's like stupid good. Honor should take some notes here, because this phone is cheaper by wide margin and offers basically every kind of certification you might need on a phone at like more than half the price. Actually, sorry, less than half the price. Now, if we flip it over to the back, we have what looks to be a dual camera setup, but let's not be fooled by this. This already looks like a garbage ass sticker camera, and yep, it is. Wow, what a surprise. It's not like you can't tell just by looking at this sand grain sized camera. So the main sensor, which is the top one, pretty obvious, is a 50 megapixel f1.5 aperture 26mm wide lens, and then we got the garbage sticker camera called 2 megapixel depth. We don't need to go more into depth into that one, as the camera itself doesn't go into depth. Now, with the main 50 megapixel, you can do shoot videos at 1080p only at 30 frames, unfortunately. And then at the front, we have a 20 megapixel f2.5 aperture wide sensor that also does 1080 at 30 frames. So pretty disappointing right here. Now, if we move over into the internals, this device has what I would consider a traditional size in terms of the screen size and just the build. Unlike, for instance, something like the Samsung S25 Edge would be much thinner than this, right? So with that in mind, we do have a normal sized battery here at 5110 milliamps, and this, based on the numbers right here, I can already tell you it's just a lithium battery, compared to what we now have on like the Chinese phones primarily, which is the silicon carbon batteries, which if this would have had a silicon carbon battery, nothing would change visually, but the battery would be at over 6000 milliamps presumably. So the different battery tech allows us to have a little bit more charge. Unfortunately, we don't have that right here. Now, sticking with the battery, we do have a 45 watts of wired charging speed, which is basically as good as Samsung's highest end flagship can charge at. And those devices are probably still being scared that they're gonna spontaneously explode, unlike Xiaomi, which never has done that. And while we're at the internals, we also have starting off with 6 gigabytes of RAM, but it can spec it up to 12 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of built-in storage up to 256. In terms of RAM, you actually have also the 8 gigabyte model, so it's 128/6, 256 with 8, and 256 with 12. And we also have expandable storage using an SD card in here, which is obviously pretty good. And lastly, the processor powering this is the Dimensity 7025 Ultra. And that's basically everything that there's to this device for roughly around $200 US. Now, before I say anything else about this device, I want to, actually I already said everything about this device, so I do want to give a different recommendation or different kind of idea for a phone if you're looking for something that might be good for value for money. This one is okay, I would say. The fact that it has a very good display is the, I would say, selling point right here. But if you want something that has a little bit more power and offers just a tiny bit more, bit more generally than what this phone does, you could look into the CMF Phone 2 Pro. And just to kind of give you an example of what we are looking at, we'll be looking at roughly several different things that are very close to what we have right here. So for instance, screen being AMOLED 120 HDR10 plus, battery being just about the same size, charging speed being just a little bit slower, RAM being at 8 gigabytes locked, with 128 to 256 gigabytes of storage with expandable storage, and a Dimensity 7300 Pro, which will be a faster processor. Cameras which are dual 50 megapixel of wide and telephoto, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and you can do 4K 30 and 1080p 60 with 120 slow motion. So in terms of cameras, you get a much better phone all in all. And also price wise, we're looking at about retail about $50 more, but considering this phone does tend to drop in price, you can probably find it somewhere on like Amazon on sale or whatever for about $200, which seems to be at least this first CMF phone was going for that prices. So in this kind of logic, you'd be getting the same price as this phone while getting a faster phone with better cameras in general, and everything else would be roughly about the same kind of same shelf. But the cameras, like I said, and processor are better. So just a recommendation for people that might be interested in something that would offer maybe just a little bit more. But with that being said, hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.